a concept from a book. It's called Heal Yourself 101 by a guy named Marcus Runn. Now, this individual, he's apparently in his 50s, looks maybe 30,
Incredible.
and is known for just never getting sick. But he wasn't always like that, the sources say. His journey started with some real health challenges.
Okay.
His core idea, the thing he credits for this big change, it revolves around this distinction he makes between dead food and living food, and how that feeds our cells directly.
Interesting. Living food.
Yeah. And then from there, we'll explore something else super crucial. How the food you eat can either totally drain your energy or properly supercharge it.
Oh, yeah. The energy connection is huge.
We'll look at specific types of food that are often culprits for that, afternoon crash.
We've all been there.
Totally. And compare them with the real energy givers. Might challenge a few things people think they know.
Good.
And finally, we get to maybe the most surprising bit. This really powerful idea about genetics. It comes from a Dr. Amper.
Okay, genetics.
The concept is genetics may load the gun, but environment pushes the trigger.
Ah, that classic line. Nature and nurture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we have this amazing personal story that just perfectly shows how this allowed someone to deal with a big genetic risk for high cholesterol without medication, even when, like, their whole family needed it.
Wow. Okay, that sounds compelling.
Right. So it makes you wonder, what if a lot of our health issues aren't just, set in stone by DNA? What if they're more influenced by our choices, our surroundings?
What does that really mean for you?
Let's unpack this.
Okay.
Well, let's start with Marcus Runn's perspective, because his own turnaround is pretty remarkable.
Right. You said he had health problems before.
Yeah, our sources mention he overcame things like constant sickness, chronic fatigue, just really run down before he adopted this approach. He genuinely believes the key is the energetic quality of food.
Energetic quality.
His idea is, if you want your cells to be strong and, well, alive, you need to eat living food. And the flip side is that dead food makes cells sluggish, maybe malfunction.
It's a simple way to frame a complex idea, cellular health. He's basically arguing that disease starts when cells aren't working right, and he links that directly back to the vitality, or the lack of it, in our food.
Right. So when he says dead food, he usually means stuff that's heavily processed, stored for ages, maybe overcooked. Think like canned goods, certain meats that have lost that inherent quality.
Okay, lacking vitality.
The essence, he thinks, is they lack the enzymes, the full range of micronutrients that living systems need. Living food is the opposite: fresh, raw produce, vibrant fruits, vegetables, still full of life.
So he's not saying you're literally eating living cells to replace yours.
No, not literally. It's more about the quality and the nutrient density. That's what fuels our own cellular processes. Our source does note this might be more philosophical than strictly biological, but it definitely makes you think.
It does. That idea of cellular vitality, it's
Yeah.
powerful. But okay, beyond just living or dead, how does the type of food link to our actual energy levels day to day? You know that feeling, right? Eat something and suddenly you just want to sleep.
Oh, absolutely. Our sources really dig into that specific feeling.
Yeah, and the distinction seems to be how different macronutrients get metabolized. The sources point to things like refined carbs or high glycemic starches, white bread, sugary stuff, maybe too much pasta.
Usual suspects.
Exactly. They cause that fast blood sugar spike, then the insulin rushes in and boom, quick energy followed by a crash, leaves you feeling weak, tired, ready for a nap.
So that energy roller coaster, if we want to avoid that and get more sustained energy, what should we be eating instead, according to these sources?
Well, the emphasis is on foods that give a steadier energy release. Proteins, healthy fats, they metabolize more slowly so you don't get those sharp peaks and valleys in blood sugar.
Makes sense.
Good protein sources, like lean fish or plant-based ones like nuts and seeds, almonds, get a specific mention. Great choices.
Okay.
So the big picture is minimizing the high sugar, high fat, highly refined carb stuff. Focus on nutrient-dense foods that give your body fuel it can use steadily.
Right. Now let's tackle that big question lots of people have. What if it's just my genes, inherited from my parents? Am I just stuck with this health issue? It can feel really deterministic.
It's a huge concern, and genetics definitely play a role in predispositions. You see conditions run in families, it's natural to worry.
But this is where it gets really interesting and maybe incredibly empowering for you listening. There's this principle from Dr. Amper. Genetics may load the gun, but environment pushes the trigger.
Okay, explain that a bit more. What does that mean practically?
It means, well, your genes might set you up for something, give you a tendency, but it's often your environment, your lifestyle, your habits, maybe even what you believe that actually activates that tendency, turns the potential into reality.
So the predisposition isn't necessarily a destiny.
Exactly. And our sources share this really powerful personal story. Okay, so this person for years had high cholesterol. Not quite like their parents or younger brothers, but definitely high enough to worry about. Get this. 3 out of their 4 brothers were on cholesterol meds. Both parents had been on them for ages. So about 3 or 4 years back, this person's cholesterol check comes back near 400.
Whoa, that's high.
Yeah. Doctor was very clear. You need medication.
Standard advice in that situation.
Totally. But here's the kicker. They made a conscious choice, a really hard one, not to take the pills. They just felt strongly about avoiding synthetic chemicals, didn't want that lifelong dependency.
Okay, so what did they do instead?
They decided to radically change their lifestyle, committed to regular exercise, meticulously cut back on foods known to raise cholesterol. And slowly, steadily, it started to drop.
Wow.
First down to 300, then eventually, completely normal. Completely normal. Today, this person is the only one in their immediate family who doesn't need cholesterol medication.
That's incredible. It really drives that environment, pushes the trigger point home.
Doesn't it? It just highlights the immense power of making an intentional choice. It suggests that if you really decide, I don't want this, I want to be healthy without the meds, you can genuinely influence the outcome. That mix of choice, environment, belief. It's profound.
Truly profound.
What an amazing deep dive today, huh? We started with Marcus Runn's idea, feeding ourselves living food, thinking about nutrient density over just, processed stuff.
That vitality concept.
Yeah. Then we got clear on energy drainers versus energy givers, ditching those refined carbs and sugars for good quality protein like fish to actually power your day.
Avoiding the crash.
Exactly. And then exploring Dr. Amper's powerful idea, genetics loads the gun, but you, through your environment, habits, mindset, might control the trigger.
Yeah.
That cholesterol story just brought it to life.
Absolutely. And I think the core takeaway really is that knowing this stuff is great, but applying it is where the value is. The practical side is clear. Choose those living, energy-steady foods like good proteins, complex carbs, over the high-sugar, high-fat processed options. It can make a real difference. And the deeper message, personal choices, lifestyle shifts, they can change health outcomes, even when genetics seem stacked against you. It underlines why critical thinking is so vital. Question the assumptions, Find what empowers you.
Couldn't agree more. So here's a final thought for you to chew on. If your cells really do respond to the quality of food you give them, and if your environment truly helps decide if a genetic tendency becomes real, what's one small, intentional choice you could make, maybe starting today, to actively shape your own health destiny?
What does all this mean for you right now?